I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the folks who have really started this ball rolling in South Asia in the brick kilns, especially Bill Carter. David Parker is also very much involved, and some of the local NGOs as well. Global Fairness and Better Brick Nepal and Good Weave, they've all been phenomenal. And I'll talk a little bit later about our collaborations with Kathmandu University. Now, when most people think of Nepal, it's representative of South Asia, except for one thing. It has this massive mountain range that runs through it. And when you say Nepal, especially to anybody, in my country, in the U.S., they think the Himalayas and Mount Everest, and trekking and massive river valleys. Some even say hydroelectric. Some know that Nepal is known for its water resources. But what many forget is that it's actually very much a built environment. And if you look down at this overview of Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal, you see just about everything there is made out of brick. Where do those bricks come from? That's where we take it to the brick factories. So Nepal has hundreds of brick factories. South Asia has thousands and thousands. So the things that we point out in this presentation also pertain to, especially to India, Pakistan, going into Africa as well, and even into Latin America. Brick kilns are everywhere. Now, the brick season in Nepal lasts for about 6 months, 5 or 6 months. There's a rainy season and a dry season, and during the rainy season, the brick kilns are basically rice paddies and mustard fields. But during the dry season, this is what it looks like. A little community springs up. People live in the brick factories, and basically what you're seeing here in the foreground are all the drying bricks, and in the background is what we call a bull's trench fixed chimney brick kiln. So that fancy terminology is they put a bunch of green bricks in there, bury them, put them on fire, and then they come out nice and red. And so that's what's building up this area. So a little closer look at the stacks. Now, the air pollution in Nepal has actually been studied fairly extensively in communities. And if you've been to Nepal, the air pollution is horrendous. However, to a lesser extent is what this air pollution and what the local contaminants are doing to the workers. Now, this is a picture I took, and again, these pictures are either my pictures or also from Sesananda Sanjel, who is one of my major research collaborators, along with Bill Carter. So these are our photos. This was one I snapped up on the ridge trail above Kathmandu. That earthquake in 2015 just did significant damage, and so whatever people were not able to recover in terms of bricks, they had to turn to the brick factories. And so brick factories have been extremely busy building up Nepal again. So it's hard work. Here's a man that's got a nice happy face, but what's not making him happy is probably his back here. Each of those bricks weighs anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds. And so he's stacking those after they've dried in the sun, and then they get carried over to the brick kiln. So these folks are actually sitting inside the brick kiln. And eventually these green bricks get buried and lit on fire. So in some cases, it's a very technical part of the work, is this brick stacking. We move on to an area that's probably paid the highest. This is even more technical. These are called the fire masters. So he is sitting on top or standing on top of the fired bricks right now as they burn, and he has to enter in the right amount of coal or seed or dung or whatever will burn into these fires to get that going. Then we get to what our studies have proven to be probably the most hazardous work on site, and that would be our red brick carriers. So all of those are fired bricks, and not only do we have ergonomic issues, but the ground in this area, in this particular area of Bhaktapur, which is a little bit east of Kathmandu, the soil is laden with silica. And so this is dust and silica dust to the extreme. In fact, we've done quite a few studies with a particular instrument, and we've broken that instrument 4 times now because of the high dust content. It just overloaded the sensors 4 different times. So we're talking about extreme dust levels. Now, you saw that last guy. He had a stack of 6. This person right here is going for 8 bricks. They get paid by the brick, so it's all piecework. So the more they can get on there, the better. But you can see as he goes in, all of this dust falls into his face, and they're covered in orange dust pretty much from the very start. Let me go to the next level. We have the child labor is involved as well, as you saw from Susan's presentation. Child labor is rampant in Nepal, and so they are from the very young who do the picking up of the bricks to the driving of the trucks. Even those who are of age are still very young. The young girls, they look like they're having fun, but they're taking care of the babies because their mothers are carrying bricks. Now at 3 to 5 pounds per brick, you do the math on how many pounds she's carrying. Severe ergonomic issues here, as they carry well over 100 pounds on their back. Collaborations with Kathmandu is impressive. So this is Kathmandu University, and they have been the major push in doing something about these brick kilns. They have, along with our work, we've provided equipment and the training for understanding what levels they're being exposed to. So these are workers with silica, they're getting monitored for silica with their pumps. They also did extensive questionnaires. So here are some of the questionnaires going on, where they studied or surveyed over 400 workers, and the conclusions are they had major upper respiratory problems. So I'll conclude with next steps. We need more people, we need more money, but we're moving into the engineering control phase now as we try to fix this challenge of not just in Nepal, but throughout South Asia and all over the world. So any passion you have, any dollar figures you have can all go toward the next phase, which would be to institute some of these local NGOs and other groups. So that's my presentation. Thank you.